What's up, everybody? Chozo Nomad here. This isn't KSP, you'll notice. I found this on Steam for like $3. And the reason I got it is because this was actually one of my absolute childhood favorites. I spent so many hours on this game. Like, every time when I went over to my grandparents' house, it's like, alright, can I go play this? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, go. Anyway, I absolutely love this game. It was just, it's amazing, all the complexities that they have, the campaign, it's got like branching narratives and whatnot, which I don't really see that much, if at all, anymore in RTSs. You got these three things here on the side, each one representing a different faction, each one has different, types of assets, that sort of thing. That's the UCS, they're the mech guys, they got big mechs. That's the Eurasian Dynasty, there you've got like all the old world tech. And that's the Luna Corporation, they're the moon people, and each one has their own little like recruiting video. You'll see, the three names there, the little icon. It's a little bit to try and get you to try and join their side. So let's just go ahead and kind of click one at random here. Let me see. Let's go with you. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that early 2000s CGI. So yeah, that's their little blip. It's kind of funny though, because this game came out in the early 2000s. That little bit at the end about scan here for information. It's like we didn't even have QR scanning back then. I don't think. Well, it might have been, but in like very limited amounts. So anyway, I'm just gonna jump into a skirmish match here right quick. If ever you do get this, never go against more than 3 or 4 computers because they're absolute cheating scoundrels and they won't fight each other. They'll just go after you. So yeah, other than that, let's just go and hop in here real quick. There's a bunch of different game modes, but I won't get into that right now. So we'll just go boop. Here we are. If you ever played a real-time strategy, it's fairly basic mechanics. Everything else, you just got to get used to the keyboard layout and that sort of thing. And as with any RTS, you have to start managing resources and all this sort of thing. That's one of the other things I absolutely like about this game is every faction is uniquely different. It's not like Command and Conquer Generals. That was another one of my favorites, where you just like each one has their own. Technically, yeah, they look different, but it's really just like kind of reskinning of the buildings. They all acted functionally the same, but each one of these factions is functionally different. Each one plays different. Each one works differently with different components and that sort of thing. And now you're gonna notice here, that fun little early 2000s AI is not the best. Tends to get buggy and they'll kind of trap themselves. So I'll just restart this here real quick. Click, boop, and here we go. Now I'm gonna skip back to where I was. Just go ahead and you start building up your base a little bit. And like I was saying, each one of the factions that you play as is functionally different, which I really liked about that. Gives it a lot of variety, a lot of replay value. And then this is the other component here. This is one of the truly unique differences between this and most modern RTSs, is you can fully customize each and every single one of your units. Not only can you, but you are forced to. That is the only way you can actually start making units, is you have to go in there and physically construct it yourself. And the amount of customization that goes into this is absurd, especially when you start getting into like some of the higher tier unit builds and that sort of thing. For these lower ones, it's pretty simple. I went with the UCS because I think mechs are freaking awesome. And all you got's the chain gun and the grenade launcher. It's your basic like anti-air and then anti-vehicle / building units. So you just select your weapons, add to the list. But the cool thing is, if you're like a script junkie, you can actually select the type of script that you want. And I'm sure if you're really good at programming, you can upload your own script into the game's coding and that sort of thing. And then you can also name your own type of unit. So if you wanted to name him Mr. Pew Pews, you can name him that, and then you have a bunch of Mr. Pew Pews marching towards the enemy trying to annihilate them, which is entertaining. I think I've actually done that before, but I was younger then. I'm more mature now. Yeah, much more mature. Anyway, and here's another mechanic that I like about this game is you can actively change the environment that you're fighting in. I'm not talking major changes like huge weather things, like make it start raining. But this game does do that. Actually, in some maps, it has an active weather system where it'll become more foggy or it'll start raining, and that sort of thing. But you can also flatten terrain, create trenches, make bridges. I might show you a little bit of that later. And you know, the attention to detail that they have in this game for like little things, it's just, for the time, was awesome. If you're playing on a snowy map and it starts snowing and you leave a unit standing still there for a while, snow will actually accumulate on the unit. It's just like a texture change, but you notice it. It's like the thing kind of builds up after a while, and it was, you know, really cool. And if your unit started moving in, all the snow would kind of fall off and then it just dissipate. And that kind of detail, you don't really find it that much anymore. Yeah, sure, you have like, whoa, look at the textures and the details and all these buildings and whatnot. Watch it explode, but you know, it's kind of just a spectacle thing that most of them do nowadays, and that's cool. But you know, I just miss this style. And then, you know, to compound the customization, you have this research, all the research you can do. And right now it doesn't look like too much. It's like, okay, you got a couple of units here you can research and that sort of thing, but it is a lot. Each faction has an entirely unique research tree that you can go into, and each one's got like dozens of different units, dozens of different weapons, dozens of different this, that, and the other. And it's not like the Command and Conquer style where you build a building and then you now have access, or the StarCraft style where you build a building, you have access to fire bats or that sort of thing. It's like you have to physically go in there and research it. Yeah, it has to take time and money and effort and discipline. Grr. Anyway, so yeah, it's just, these are all the different types of things you can research: bombers, fighters, missile launchers. One of the tactics. What the heck's a tacket? I don't even know what a tacket is. Anyway, one of the tactics I typically use, especially when going against AI, is you research shields and then missile launchers. Because typically what the AI will always do, and I fumbled miserably with this later on, is they'll research a lot of plasma technology or energy-based weapons, and then they'll just, you know, try and annihilate you that way. But you know, whatever. You just put up shield and you're invincible. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna make a bridge now. Aw, yeah, making bridges. That's kind of boring though. I think we need more explosions. That's better. Yeah, this kind of happened later in the game. I got bored fighting the enemy because I just kind of starved them out of resources, and they do have cheat codes that you can use, and this is one of the few that I remember. It's called Armageddon, and for obvious reasons. If you guys like this, I might do some more gameplay later of actual combat and me fighting other enemies and that sort of thing, or maybe play the campaign or something like that, or maybe even the level editor. The level editor is pretty fun. Anyway, it's been Chozo Nomad, and I'll see you guys next time.